Standard 4 of the KSDE Library and Informational Teacher Standards is the teacher standard, specifically the one that addresses knowledge of learners and learning. It states that the librarian and information teacher uses effectively instructional practices to teach students to become enthusiastic readers, critical thinkers, skillful researchers, and ethical users of information. This standard, I believe, was supported by 3 artifacts that I created. The first was my literature cluster. My literature cluster supports standard 4.4, which states that the librarian and information teacher knows strategies for collaboration with content teachers to reinforce comprehensive literacy instruction. That ensures P12 students are able to create meaning from the text. My literature cluster required me to select a number of titles and identify a theme that they all could follow, and then follow it up with creating a couple of activities for each title to support that theme, to support the learning and the meaning that students might get from that book. Now, any given book might have several different themes that you could put it under, but if you were to use this specific theme that I chose, you could do these activities to support that theme. I think the part of the standard is the create meaning from the text, and these activities that were created to support these titles, I believe, will enhance and create meaning from each of those texts. The second artifact that I chose was my book talk. And I believe my book talk supports standard 4.7, which states that the librarian and information teacher participates with reading specialists and other teachers to promote reading for children and young adults through the use of high quality and high interest literature that reflects the diverse developmental, cultural, social, and linguistic needs of P12 students. The book talk that I gave was to a group of 8th grade students about the Prince winner Speak. And I believe that, I mean, it's a tricky book to present to students. So you have to be very careful and sensitive to how you're going to address this book. But making sure that you are addressing the cultural developmental needs and the social developmental needs of these students is very important. And I think that, you know, just the fact that it's a Prince Award winner speaks to its high quality, and it certainly is of high interest for students. The final standard is 4.9, which states that the librarian and information teacher participates with reading specialists and other teachers to use authentic and engaging instructional strategies that reinforce classroom reading in support of lifelong learning, and to develop in children and youth an appreciation for literature in support of personal and creative pursuits. I chose to select the artifact from my STEM class, in which I created an activity for students to recreate the Ferris wheel in Divergent that Triss and Four climb up during the Capture the Flag activity, by using just some simple straws and toothpicks, maybe some marshmallows, whatever supplies you want. You can create this Ferris wheel and really take into account the spacing needed, the support needed, what does that look like in actuality and at a smaller scale. So I believe that that added some meaning and might make students find some depth in that reading.